That would be good to know. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Couple of hands have gone up, which is nice. I presume all the others have also done that. They've started making their resumes, which is good. I think what is going to happen now is that with all that we are learning throughout the sessions, I think the most important part will come up when everything gets implemented based on whatever you have learned. So I think that's going to be the most critical step for all of you. That is to implement what we have done so far. As we start, of course, today's session is a very, very important session for all of you. Two things I'd like to discuss today. One is, of course, time management, and one is managing your emotions, which is very important aspect for all of us. Now, again, for the rest of you who I can see Geeta on video, which is great. I think Geeta has been consistent in terms of being on video. To all the rest, I think it's good if you can be on videos, please, because this is a very important discussion. I would want to have a direct interaction with all of you. It always helps. It doesn't help me to talk to walls. Okay. So whoever can be on video, please be on video unless you have a very serious problem or you're somewhere else, which can happen. Apart from that, I think you all can be on video. So please try and be on video. This is a request. Couple of videos have come out, which is nice. Good to know. Good to see you all. Let me start off by asking a very important question today, and I think this will set the tone for what we'll discuss. Okay. Let me just share my screen with you, and then we'll get started. Something very important, because I feel that at times managing the emotions, managing that part of our life becomes very critical, essential, but again, sometimes we cannot do it very well. So let me see what you're doing at this point. Let's call it the trigger tracker. Okay, trigger tracker, nice name. Now, there are situations where you feel a little frustrated, overwhelmed, anxious. I know we all go through that, right? Now, I want to know from some of you today, as we begin this particular journey, few situations, maybe just one situation where actually your emotional reaction was probably a little overwhelming, a little stressed, where you felt that somehow during that period or during that situation, you were triggered emotionally. I want to know what that situation was. This is an open discussion. The reason why I'm doing this is because as you restart your careers and as you get into the corporate circle again in your lives, a lot of this is going to be based on emotions. Your emotions will run high. Success will probably be like good at times. You will see some failures as well. We all might have already seen it in our lives, but that doesn't change the fact that we react to everything differently. Correct? What is the trigger? What was the trigger for you to react to something? I want to know from all of you. One situation that recently happened where you had the emotional trigger. Can anyone tell me? Of course, if it's worth sharing, of course, not everything can be shared, I know, but there could be normal situations where you got triggered with something. So I'll start off, some hands are going up, so I'll go one by one. Please think of that situation right now, because I'm dealing with a very important topic today. So I want all your complete attention on this. Yes, Geeta, I think your hand up went first. So I'll just go to you first.
Okay, yeah. So actually, this happens to me very often with my daughter.
Okay.
She is 3.5
Okay.
years old, and when she does not listen to what we are saying, or when we keep repeating and she doesn't listen, then
Okay.
automatically I get triggered. I
Okay.
know that I cannot react to her in that way, but I know that I should not be reacting that way. I should control myself, but then at that point of time, it just crosses the limits.
Just happens, right? You just feel the
Yeah,
need to react to something. Correct? Totally acceptable.
yeah.
I'll let's see how we can deal with this today. Okay, but that's good. I like how the start has been. Archana, next I'll go to you. I think your hand has gone up.
Yes. Actually, most of the time at workplace, I feel because of jealousy, people keep on taunting or doing something
Correct.
which is against me. And
Yes.
on timely, I cannot confront them on timely basis. I keep quiet for long time, and once that limit reaches, like it is like volcano, it bursts like anything. Very rarely it happens, like once in 2 3 years, but it has happened 2 3 times. It has happened, and I have always noticed it is like with entire team I'll be very good. That one
Okay.
person who is keeping some politics against me, I will not confront that person on timely basis or in right manner actually. Though I might
Mhm.
be telling them very over politely, they don't take it seriously, or I'm over polite so people don't think that okay I can do this kind of thing, but they will get it properly once that limit is reached. And like sometimes even I regret, okay, this shouldn't have happened in that way. But nowadays now I'm feeling that it was okay because
Okay.
I gave them
Okay.
enough chance, but though I could have handled it in much better way.
Okay. Okay. So again, something triggering over time, like, okay, something is continuously happening, and then one fine day it triggers, right? So
Yeah,
you have a burst of emotional reaction to something.
right.
Again, which can happen. Nothing is unnatural in this. Everything is very natural. But I want to know, of course, the reason I'm asking all of you this is because we all have to know our triggers somewhere. We all have different triggers in life. Okay, not everyone has the same trigger. So you, if for example, someone irritating you at work continuously may be a trigger for you, Archana, right? And then eventually something happens as a reaction. To someone else, that could not be a trigger at all. That could be enjoyment.
Correct,
Someone
yeah.
doing something is an enjoyment. I feel so important in my life. So for them, it is not a trigger. That's the difference of personalities. Now, the reason I'm asking for the triggers is because we today have to address some of these things to overcome those triggers. I don't want any of you to have triggers after this. It is not very easy. It is not going to happen overnight. Let me say this also right up front. But not having triggers and not getting reactive emotionally will save you a lot of these moments in life where you feel irritated with something. Then at least you will be at peace, isn't it? If you don't feel irritated, you will be at peace in life. Two triggers people told me, I totally accept. That is okay. With one with Geeta said about her daughter, yes, agreed. What Archana said, I also agree with that. Does anyone have anything else to share with me? Triggers. Come on. We all have triggers. I know. I have my own triggers too, of course. Does anyone else have triggers? No one else has triggers? Again, either you're lying to yourself and to me if you say you don't have any triggers, or you're a super person because you're so happy that you have no triggers at all. In which case, I am happy for you if that is the case. But seems like everyone has a trigger. When I look at all your faces, I feel everyone has a trigger also. So it is impossible to not have that. Let me rephrase the question and ask, who here gets angry very quickly? Just angry. At least we can be honest about that. Getting angry quickly. Short temper, we call it, no? Short temper. Who has a short temper here? It is okay to accept. Okay, I'm not here to judge. Let me say that again. I'm not here to judge. Okay, one hand went up. I'm very happy about it. Okay, Sakshi
Actually,
also says yes. Fair enough. So two people have actually said yes. All the others, I presume, do not have an anger issue at all. Is that so? No anger issues? Okay, Pallavi also says she probably has short temper. I don't know why people are reacting so late to this. Like, if you're angry, you're angry. That's it, right? You get angry quickly. That's about it. Now, some hands are going up. Left, right, and center. Things have started to happen. Nitya, Divya, Geeta, I was not expecting that. Okay, even Geeta has said, even her hand has gone up, which clearly I wasn't expecting that to happen. I knew Sweetie's hand wouldn't go up for some reason. Although I was thinking the opposite about her, but her hand has not gone up.
Actually,
Sweetie, any
Omkar,
reason?
sorry to interrupt.
No, go on.
I, yeah. So actually, I have identified my triggers and I have
Okay,
worked on them. So now I don't
fantastic.
get angry. And even if I get angry, I don't react in the manner that I used to react.
Very nice. Very nice. Maybe now, I think, Sweetie, you probably can take over the session because you have identified your triggers, in which case a lot of people will benefit from how you have done that. So maybe I will come back to you to share a story about how you were able to identify your triggers and work on them. Okay. Because this will be useful for all the others. So I would want you to share something on this, right? I'll, of
Sure.
course, whatever I give will be my point of view on all of these things. But you can share something from your side so that people know that they can also work on it, right? So Geeta, Divya, Sakshi, anyone who has said they have this issue of maybe being a little short tempered, or temper being slightly higher, and that leads to reactions from our side. The problem with emotional reactions to things is, if you react emotionally to something, you do not find a solution for it. How many people agree with that? If you react emotionally to something, you do not find a solution for it. See, some hands have gone up. Suddenly, multiple hands have gone up now. Reason is, everyone must have tried that sometime, isn't it? They would have tried it, just trying to react to something emotionally and not finding a solution for it at all. I want to know
Actually, when
why,
we react
actually. Yes,
emotionally, the
sweetie.
point gets lost actually totally.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. The point gets lost. So when the emotional reaction happens, what is the first thing you let go of? Logic. So logic is left behind, and then everything that happens is only emotional, right? So every reaction that goes out is an emotional reaction. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that you gave a fantastic interview for a job. You have gone till the last stage of it, and it doesn't work. XYZ reason. It doesn't work. The person has given you a reason which is not even acceptable, right? Some odd, you know, non-believable reason. Let's take anything for example. Now there are two ways to react to it. One is reacting in a frustrated manner, which I'm sure we all do at times, right? First of all, even before I get to that, who knows the difference between reaction and response? Who knows? There is a difference between the two. Sweetie, yes. Go on.
Omkar, reaction is when we instantly react to the situation depending on our
Okay.
emotional state.
Okay.
And response is when we, take a step and back and think about the situation and we disconnect from the situation and then react to it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, like
So
not taking it personally.
not taking it personally. Okay, great. Fantastic. So I assume, sweetie, that now for every situation in your life, you're actually applying this.
Right.
You are, right? In which case you're doing very well if you're applying this in your life.
Correct. As far as possible, I try to do that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Very good. Very good. I'm very happy to know that you actually have figured out the difference between the two. Most of the times, we are reacting and not responding. Please understand. We are always reacting to situations, not responding to them. Responding is taking everything into account and then saying something. Reacting is merely reacting, saying something that comes to your head, first thing. So it is like someone tasting the food, right? Let's say you have made something, someone tastes the food, they don't like it, they just say it on your face. This is not good. Okay? This is not good. What you have made? Reaction. This is a reaction. This is not a response. Everyone has a different perspective. But because of something like this being told to you, you also might react in the same way, in which case it is a trigger for you to react. Everything and everyone can be a trigger in our lives. Today, I want to tell you something which over time, I have experienced a lot. Before I do that, I think Divya had raised her hand. Divya, you wanted to say something?
No, by mistake. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay, no problem. I think Divya, it will help if you actually say something also at times, because I'll also get a reaction. Okay? Not reaction, maybe a response. Agreed,
Yes,
Divya?
yes,
Great,
agree.
fantastic. Yes, Swapna, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, hi Omkar, good morning.
Yes. Hello.
Actually,
Yes.
my problem is if someone will give reaction,
Okay.
suppose that is not in my favorable condition,
Okay.
then that moment I feel very bad and I feel very hurt. I don't give immediate reaction, but that
Okay.
thing whole day that thing will chanting in my mind.
Yes.
Why he said this, but instantly I never give reaction. That is for sure.
Yes. Which
But
is a
I don't know how to respond that. In that moment, I don't know. But that I didn't react means the whole day I'll think about that situation. That is my problem. I
absolutely.
don't know how to handle that, but that is my problem.
Yeah, been there, Swapna, been there, done that in my life. I can very confidently tell you that. I've had situations where I've thought about things for days together when it actually makes no sense. Okay. Overthinking is what we call it. And I have been an overthinker in my life. Without any inhibitions, I can tell you guys that it is something I have done. Then I figured, so Geeta, I'll come to you. Of course, you have raised your hand. I figured something out very important, Swapna, that a lot of times when someone reacts to you or says something to you, okay, within a moment, right? So these are the people who say it to you and forget about it instantly. So they might not have this in mind 4 hours after they have actually said it to you, but you are carrying it for the whole day, right? So essentially, that means that trigger that you had is given importance by you by such an extent that the entire day is gone in thinking about it.
No,
That means,
actually, sorry to my
go
problem
on,
is I always think why I didn't reply back at
you
that
didn't
time.
say anything to them,
Yeah,
right?
but I didn't reply that time. But
Correct.
if I reply, maybe I feel good. But I didn't reply at that time. Then oh, I
No,
missed it. I should tell this thing. Yes.
no, you will not feel good. Let me tell you that also. If you actually do this, now I have done that. So I did two things, and I think this will be useful for all of you. When I was having this problem, I started doing two things. One is I tried, basically I tried two extremes. One, I tried I'll say things on the face. So if someone says something to me, there and then I will respond with something that I feel. You know, if you are saying this to me, I will say this to you. And then we are even, right? I tried that first. That wasn't working. I'll tell you why that wasn't working, because that is not what your basic nature is as a person. Because when you actually give that reaction, then you start thinking, why did I say that at all? You know, I have become the person that I don't want to be. So I shouldn't have reacted like that. One extreme I tried. Then there was another extreme where I stopped reacting to everything. No reactions at all. No reactions. Not now, not later, not anytime. No reactions. Two extremes. Neither one was helping me. This wasn't helping, this wasn't helping. So for me, I figured out something else. Third perspective. Do you have to respond? Yes, you have to respond. Do you have to respond there and then? No, you don't have to respond there and then. What will you do otherwise? Make sure that if you're thinking, give it only that much time that it deserves, not beyond that. So if I have a situation and something like you told has happened, I'll probably think about it for maybe half an hour, 20 minutes, 1 hour at best. Figure out my response in that 1 hour. That you know what, this is what she said to me. So if Geeta said something, okay, Geeta said something to me. Now I will get back to Geeta on this, but I'll not react to her. I'll figure it out. I'll think logically first. And then I'll tell Geeta, Geeta, you know what? This wasn't correct. I think if you wanted to say something to me, maybe it should have been like this. So next time, please remember this. Because I do not like it. I do not like these reactions to come to me. This conversation could have gone differently in a good way. Again, this doesn't have to be said in a bad way. I don't believe in saying it in a reactive manner. It has to be a response, not a reaction. always figure out that there has to be an appropriate time given, but don't give this so much time that you lose your peace over it, Swapna. That is too much to give. But don't blame yourself for not reacting to something. That, you know what, he said that to me, now I should have said something. Why I did not say at that time? No, you did not say because that's not who you are as a person. So why to have that situation blame you instead? Don't do that. Okay. Of course, there are some other things I'll also tell you. Maybe that will also help. In the meantime, Geeta, I think you had raised your hand. Please go ahead. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, so it's like, I have a combination of everything. So sometimes what happens is, when people say something about me, or if they say something like triggering, I would think that, okay, let them speak whatever they want. Why should I get disturbed? I just,
Okay.
be quiet, or just carry on with my work. That is one thing. But it's
Okay.
like the reaction is different with different set of people. Like with my in-laws, it is like this, and with my husband, if he says something, in a angry tone or something, I just reflect it back.
Okay.
So it's the same tone, I reflect it back. But I do know that, maybe I could have, he has so many tensions, maybe he is just bringing it home. Maybe I could have, responded in a normal way. Why should I
Yes.
react it in the same way? So it's like, I know things, but at that point of time, everything flies off your mind, and you just are forced, or you tend to react. So that is I respond to things.
Very
It
true.
is like,
Very
I
true.
know that this is not how I should do it. I should not be, was scolding my daughter for something, she is being naughty or something. I know that. And also I know that, I should not be angry for something he is saying. I can even explain him, or say to him
True.
softly, saying that, no, this is not how you should do it. It's like, we know
Absolutely.
everything. I know everything, but I don't implement it at all. Later, after that incident, I'll be thinking, okay, I could have reacted differently. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
is the problem.
You could have reacted differently. Yes, absolutely. That's the reason I've put out that question at the last part of this slide. What you could have done differently. Whenever there is a trigger, we all have one reaction to it. But when you actually think logically, you could have done something different to it, right? For example, I'll give you my own example. In terms of my work, let's say the design part of work that I do, I like that to be perfect. I don't like bad designs. So I like good designs, people making good designs, good visual effects, everything looking nice. A lot of people that I work with in my team as well, sometimes they cannot match, or they do not do the work that I expect out of them. And then that starts to trigger me that, why are you doing this? Like, I said it has to be like this, then why is it not like this? Every single time it started to trigger me. One, two, three, four, five, same triggers. Then I found out a solution for it. I said, you know what, this is not going to work, because this will happen every day. The same thing is going to trigger me every day, and it will not work for me. So what is the best thing? I said, you know what, just come here, let's have a conversation. Then I said, you know what, when you make designs, these are the things you have to be careful of. Okay, one, two, three, four, five. You can make a note of it, write it down somewhere, or have it on your sticky notes on your system, and follow it religiously every day without a miss. Is it possible for you or not? Then they said, yes, it is possible. Then I said, done. The moment you stop referring to this and there is a problem, I will tell you. I will let you know. I will not accept that design. I will tell you what to do with it. But till then, if you do not miss this, it will be great for all of us. Do not stop referring to what I have told you. If I simplify their job in any way, it stops my triggers. You understand? For me, in any situation, if you can do something to stop the triggers, it will help you. It cannot always be about your reactions or about your response. It's about stopping the triggers itself that is going to work. So, Geeta, whether it is reacting or responding to your husband, or to your daughter, or to anyone, there is always a solution that can work apart from what you're already doing. It's not that there cannot be any solution. So for example, what will make your daughter stop doing what she's doing? If one thing hasn't worked, is there something else that you haven't tried so far? Will that work? Again, could be experimental. I don't know. It's something which everyone decides differently. But your triggers can be stopped. That is something I know for sure. If you cannot stop your own triggers, how will it help? Most of us do not try to stop the triggers themselves. We are just figuring out a response to it. That, I'll do this, I'll do that, then this will make this stop. But it never happens, right? So let us understand how to stop the triggers as well today. You have to make sure that this is something because a lot of these things for your jobs and everything else is going to be around, your triggers as such. So whenever you're now searching for jobs, whenever you're meeting new people, there are a lot of these things which are going to happen, which are again related to your confidence. They are related to how you're probably preparing yourself for new jobs. You're making your profiles, you're networking with people. A lot of these things will come up. My idea of the triggers and emotions coming into focus is recognize what is the trigger and recognize what is the emotion that you have when you have the trigger. So, for example, if let's say some colleague in your office is probably irritating you. Now, if that is happening, what is the trigger? First of all, irritation. So irritation becomes a trigger for you. What is the initial response to irritation? Are you getting angry? That's the emotion that you experience. So one trigger, one emotion. It's usually what it works like. There is one trigger, one emotion attached to it. Now, if you figure out the triggers, you can probably modify your emotional reaction to it. So if someone is irritating you, one reaction could be anger. What could be another reaction? Can anyone tell me? Someone is irritating you, you're reacting in an angry manner towards that person.
Sometimes, it with me, I feel victim actually. I feel okay. Oh, I cannot
Okay.
respond now, and
Okay.
that kind of irritation will be there all the time. Sometimes I feel helpless. Uh, it is not because some other person is superior than me, just because I cannot react. Someone said no, that they cannot react, and afterwards they will feel, oh, I should have said this and that. That happens with me. There is simple sentence which I could have said that time, but that my processor is a bit slow. That is how I felt till now. So like
Okay.
afterwards, oh, I should have said this and it would have stopped it. So that helplessness thing, kind of thing, victim kind of feeling actually.
Okay. Okay. So one of the things that, because two people have said that now, that, I could have said something on the spot, or maybe, I could have, because I was told this, I should have told that something to make sure that it would have been minimized, right? So I feel that's the first thing you have to let go of. Okay. I think that's what I was telling Swapna as well when she was talking about this. So the same thing to you, Archana, it is, if you consider yourself a victim of something, right, then you will be continuously a victim only. That is the problem that we have. So you cannot do that. First of all, do not be a victim of any situation or any triggers which are there. Whether you could have reacted to something or whether that reaction, whatever you gave, was justified or not, is something which is very subjective to individuals. I cannot say that one is a trigger for you is probably not a trigger for me. It is acceptable, but it is a very individual thing. But broadly, if you want to look at it logically and think straight about it, if there is a trigger, you don't have to react to a trigger. Figure out a response. Do not react to it. So don't say, and then later on, don't say that, you know what, maybe I could have said this. You would not have said it. You know why? Because it is not, whoever doesn't react or respond on the spot just doesn't have the nature to do it. Like, I don't have the nature to do that as well. I am not a direct responder or a reactor to something. I will do something else. You know what? And this is, please take it as a joke because I mean it in a funny way. Okay. Over the years, I've become I think a very good observant. I think observation was something I discussed a few sessions earlier. And I said you have to become a good observer of people. The thing that I do very well is I keep observing what people are doing, on their social media, on WhatsApp status messages, everything. I know where this person has triggered me in the past. Now, after seeing everything that they do, I know where to trigger them also, right? I know exactly where to pinpoint things. Okay. So I will specifically send out these messages. Please don't do this. Okay. I mean it in fun. Please don't apply this. Okay. I'm not asking you guys to apply it. Maybe you can do it with your friends or something acceptable. Don't do it otherwise. But I pinpoint things, that, and that person then remembers it. So if someone has put out a status message of, some food or maybe some dress they're flaunting or something, and then I just end up saying that, what, maybe someone else would look better in this, don't you feel? I'll just send that message out. And then there is a trigger, such a strong trigger against that. Then they'll remember me for the rest of the week. Okay. But I am done. I have given my reaction. I am done. I have fun with it. Okay. So this is just a joke, of course. I don't do it a lot. So don't worry, ladies. Even if you probably put out your status messages, I happen to see it. I'll not give any such reactions. I promise. I don't do it. Okay. Just with a few people. But you can take one lesson out of it that I just told you. The lesson is, again, are you overwhelmed by a trigger? If you are getting overwhelmed by it, you're getting angry with a few triggers, that means there is a problem. So first thing is, do not ignore the problem. Don't say I'm not going to do anything about it, because that is not going to help you. If you say that I do not have this problem, then you are lying. You have this problem. There is an emotion, there is a trigger. So there is a problem to it. How you can change it? Just do not react first. Our instant response is a very angry reaction to something. How dare you say it to me like this? Or, what? Are you any better than me when I am doing this? So all this is a direct response. Rather, not even a response, it is a reaction to it, which completely should be avoided. Do a bit of logical reasoning of it, right? Think, what will I respond with, which will not trigger me again in the future? So Archana, for you, just because I'm taking your example, you said someone was irritating me, or someone keeps irritating me. Someday I will have a huge trigger associated with it, and then a burst of anger will happen, or a burst of reaction will come out. The first thing to figure out is, what will stop this trigger to you? Forget about the reaction part. What is going to stop that? Can you talk to this person and stop it? Is it possible for you to have a conversation? If it's a yes, have a conversation and have a very open, straightforward conversation with people. Sometimes not the situation. People are the triggers. Who agree with me? People are the triggers, not the situations. Most of the times people will trigger you. See, so many of the hands have gone up now. The idea is, because we all have seen it. Even for me, it is the same thing. People will trigger you, not the situations. And somehow some people have that, knack of pushing your wrong buttons, just poking you sometimes, or doing things that will irritate you. So these days I have, a normal reaction. Again, I am telling you, it might just help you. I have a lot of times there are some people who have these trigger mechanisms in them, and they will push it to you, like by saying something, you're so bad at this. Like, let's say I've done something. Okay. I've made something. So you just come to me and say, what is this? Like, this is bad, dude. This is really bad. And I say, thank you. I really appreciate you telling me this. Maybe I'll do something better next time. And when I do this, I'll show it first to you. Now there is pressure on the other person that, okay, oh my God, now I can expect a message from him to ask me how this is, right? I put it on them, and I never take it on myself. So the first thing is, if you think logically, you will never get triggered. But do not ignore a problem which is there. Triggers cannot be ignored. And do not give emotional reactions, especially to things which do not work out for you. Now, I'll give you a simple example. Again, for all of you to understand. Some of you have messaged me on LinkedIn asking me to review your resumes, your profiles, LinkedIn profiles, etc., etc. It has happened. I'll tell you what I feel. Okay. Something is bad, I'll tell you it is bad. If it's very bad, I'll tell you it is very bad. I'll not mince my words doing that. Now, are you going to react to me on that? Don't, because it's of no use to you. If such things is what you react to, it will be of no use to you at all. If you can improve it and not make it into a trigger, that will help. Of course, I'll not say it in a bad way. Like, I'm not going to say, what is this? What have you made? This is not acceptable. I will not say that. I'll say, you know what, change this, or, make sure that these changes are applied. Then maybe it will be better for you. I'll say it in that way. But will I say it? Yes, I will. Suddenly, what people start to feel, especially with, again, more so with maybe with women, I have seen that. Again, no offense meant to any of you. But generally, that is how it is. Women tend to react more emotionally to things. And that is why they maybe get triggered a little more. Like men also get triggered, but men have a different problem. But women tend to get triggered a lot, right? And again, women to women, they get triggered even more. I have seen that also, right? Sweetie is laughing. Again, she's the only one who got the joke. Others, maybe I don't know if others are getting my joke sometimes, but she got the joke. Okay. Because just I'll give you another example. I'm making this very simple for you. If you go to a mall, okay, you will see a lot of people roaming around, girls groups, boys groups, friends hanging out together. I think 2-3 weeks back, I was sitting in a mall, in a, what do you say, those coffee shops and stuff. I'd gone for a meeting. So I was waiting for someone. I was looking outside and I was watching people move. And then I was observing something, that everyone, right, the boys, of course, would look at girls, and maybe girls would look at boys, but girls would look at girls more because they would look at their dress and say, what is this? Like, they will comment on the other girl's dress, which boys don't care of. Like, because boys all look alike, right? They'll wear some shirt, some pant, they all look the same only. There is no reaction, nothing at all. Why am I saying this right now? Do any of you understand why I'm saying this, telling you this right now? Who understood? Tell me, please. Increase my intelligence here. Why am I saying Divya? Yes, maybe Divya has understood.
This is to show the difference between reactions from girls and boys
Correct.
for different life circumstances.
Yes, absolutely. Reactions. Okay. What is a trigger? Right now, there isn't even a trigger. There is no trigger here at all. But there is a reaction, right? Now we have both. We have triggers and we have reactions. This is the problem. So my idea of doing this is, or even telling you this is, there will always be situations where you will be triggered to react. And the poking will continue. Okay. You all will get to jobs tomorrow. You all will find jobs. You will start working back to the corporate circle again, going to offices, meeting with people. Will you find everyone the same? No, they will not be the same. There'll be people who will then start poking you. Why? Because everyone is threatened. No, everyone has some insecurities in life. It happens. We all have those insecurities. Some people's reaction to that is, let me poke this person and see what happens out of it. If you start reacting to it, then it becomes your weakness. Please understand my point. If it becomes your weakness, you are done. Triggers should never become your weakness. That is my simple pointer and tip for you. Don't let triggers become your weaknesses. Someone triggers, they know where you will get angry, when you will get angry, when you will react. Done. Then you are done. And some people are so good at this. if someone like me, for example, because I've studied, or I keep doing these sessions, I meet so many people, I've started observing people's behavior. There is a big advantage of that. The advantage of observing behavior is you know exactly where the triggers are. So you know, okay, when I say this to her, she will react like this. You know, see, now watch the fun. Now see what I do. So I know where Sweetie will react. So I will say things where Sweetie suddenly will start responding more and more, but in my favor. Okay. So I know where she gets angry. So I'll purposely, hey, Sweetie, what about this? Have you done this? Then suddenly, Sweetie, hey, who are you to ask me? Again, triggers. Very easy to do this. So what are you going to do? Again, let's look at the right hand side of your screen. I put something out, which is very, very important to know. Recognize, allow, investigate, nurture. Okay. Recognize the triggers. Do not ignore them. Allow them. Don't push the emotions away. So if you're angry, you shouldn't be in a place where you say, no, no, I cannot be angry. If you're angry, you are angry. That is okay. Just don't show the anger. You can be angry inside and then find a logical way to take it out, but do not show the anger. So recognizing it is actually important. Allowing it is equally important. What is nurturing? Nurturing means effectively finding a solution and attaching a few affirmations to it. Who knows about affirmations? One person. Two. Do you use that, by the way, Sweetie? And the hands which are going up, I want to ask you this. Okay, how do you use affirmations, Sweetie?
So actually, previously I used to get very angry at small things, okay, and it used to mess with my head and my energies.
Right.
Okay. So when I realized that this is what is happening,
Okay.
okay. So do I want to be like this? No, I don't want to be like this. I want to be calm.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait for the trigger, right? Multiple times through the day, just breathe, just say, I'm a calm person. Okay, I'm a
Yes.
calm person. And then we do see that we start reacting differently to situation.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah, so this is an example. Yeah.
but that is helping, no? It helps.
Yeah, yeah, it
It
definitely
helps,
helps.
no? Right. Absolutely. For again, I'll take a few pointers and then I'll tell you how I have started using affirmations. Maybe that will also help. But I think Sweetie is right about how with one trigger and one emotions, a few affirmations can take over, and that actually helps you to get into the right mindset. So I agree with you, Sweetie. I think it's a very useful point. I think Shruti has not spoken. Maybe I'll go to her first and then the rest. Yes.
Hi, Omkar. So
Yes.
I use affirmations like some positive thing about me. So I'm
Okay.
a kind person or something like that. Something positive about me, because when we are angry or some emotion, like when we are very overwhelmed, we forget what we are. So we
Okay.
act very different or sometimes wild. I forget who I am. So I use those
Okay.
affirmations at that time. I remind myself like you can do it. You have done
Okay.
like this before, something like that.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. So again, maybe I'll tell you a couple of other things which can be done to use affirmations well, but I'll come back to it. Archana, yes, I think you have also raised your hand.
Yeah, actually, a few years back, like I had confidence issue. Though I was leading big team and all, I was
Okay.
handling very critical situations successfully. People used to look at me with lot of faith, actually, that she can handle it. But internally, I struggled with my confidence level, which nobody could have believed. So I
Okay.
started telling myself, okay, I'm confident, I'm focused, I'm alert. And these kind of affirmations, when I started doing it, it helped me a lot, actually.
Okay. Okay. Great. Fantastic. There is another way in which, again, depends on what probably helps you on a day-to-day basis. Having different affirmations, yes, it helps. But where and how the affirmations are placed in your life is also very important, I feel. It's not just when the trigger happens, is when you remember an affirmation and say, you know what, I'm not this kind of person, I'm this kind of person. And then it probably helps you situation wise, which is absolutely fine. For me, I do a few things like practically on your face, which helps with my affirmations. For example, if you have a board in your house, like I have a whiteboard, and every single day there is one affirmation that I write on it about myself. And I make sure that after every half an hour or after every 1 hour, maybe half an hour is not possible a lot of times. After every 1 hour, I'll come, I'll look at that board, reassure myself of that affirmation and go back to work. Okay. It's a very simple thing that I have done, but it helps a lot. Because whenever you get triggered, even if between that, time of looking at the affirmation and going back, I have been triggered, I always know that I'll again go back to the board, look at the affirmation and know that this is precisely who I am as a person. And that helps a lot. If you can do the affirmations this way, it will make a huge difference. Even your laptops or your systems have a wallpaper that has the affirmation. Every day you can change some of the affirmations. So you know that there is something that is constantly in front of you. And that helps you probably with having a positive attitude towards triggers and reactions. Okay. This is something which helps in a very day-to-day operational basis, right? So that is very important to me for all of you. The emotion mapping matrix. Okay. I actually want all of you to do this. It's very important that you do this. Please read through the slide first to understand what I've put out in front of you. X-axis, intensity, y-axis, duration. If I were to make a division of these two things like that, then how will I divide things? Quick burn, slow burn, storm, fog. Understand 1, 2, 3, 4 precisely to know what I'm talking about. Sudden anger, panic is a quick burn. Worry, fatigue is a slow burn. Storm is overwhelm, burnout, high intensity, long duration, happens for a longer time. Fog, numbness, or disinterest in something. Again, low intensity has a shorter duration. Everything, all your triggers are attached to something. For me, these are the 4 divisions that I usually make. So I should know what is high intensity, what is low intensity in my life. What is burning me out? What is tiring me out? What kind of things I can work on to make sure that this doesn't happen again. I usually used to have a chart with me earlier. Now I've changed it now. So I've put it into some sort of an image now, which I have in my system, and I'll probably keep it open at least once a week for me to have a look at. So I've just made it like a small poster kind of thing, and I've put a trigger and then response. So trigger, response, trigger, response. So when I have that, I know which direction I'm thinking. So if I have this trigger, I have this response. I have this trigger, I have this response. I know what is burning me out. I have a very good idea of what tires me out and where I am giving an angry reaction. So always know intensity, duration of a trigger that you have. It is very important to know that. Sometimes what we do is when you discuss these things, right? When I discuss the emotion part with something or emotional management with something, people get confused. So just to avoid the confusion, I have tried to keep it as simple as possible. I tell people your emotion management means how you manage your triggers, how you manage your reactions, and how you manage the time for the reactions. Time for the reaction means, is it happening immediately? Is it happening after a day? Is it happening after a week? Because we all will have different time zones to react. If there is an immediate reaction to something, then usually if the immediate reaction goes, later you start thinking, why did I do that? Which is what I think even Swapna was telling me, or, I think even Archana was telling me that I reacted to something. I said what I had to say, then went back to think, should I have said that at all? Or, it doesn't help even if I say that. So maybe I was wrong. Again, the same vicious circle continues. So to avoid this, find a logical response to every trigger. There has to be one logical response to every trigger that you have. And the more the people who raise their hands when I said short temper, or I get angry very quickly, or whatever it is, there is another thing that I observed. I don't know how many of you will agree with me. Whenever you react in anger to something, whenever this happens, have you realized that you suddenly feel that you are dehydrated? Tell me if that happens, like your lips have dried up, suddenly there is a need to take water. Uh, your system basically goes for a toss. Who has observed this? There is a very good study which actually tells you why this happens. And it is true, it happens. Because I am not an angry person myself. So if I get angry, right, my entire system is gone. Entire system is gone. And I feel it. I can feel it. So again, that's a trigger I should know, right? And I should stay clear of reacting to that trigger every single time. That's why my reactions changed. What did I just say some time back? If someone says something to me that, what, this is bad, or you have not done this right, or this is pathetic, this is nonsense, whatever it is, I just say thank you for letting me know about it. Maybe that is something I'll work on. That's it. No reaction at all. And then that keeps everything very balanced in my life. It is not easy to do that, but can it be applied? Yes, it can be applied. Yes, sweetie.
Yeah, so actually that is called mindfulness. Generally, most of the people, if actually in my case, I was always running on autopilot. Okay. So I was not aware of, like what's happening inside. Okay. Immediately a situation happens, I have to react. Okay. But when I learned about mindfulness and how it is being done,
Yes.
then I started noticing the changes that happens in my body, and I don't like those changes. So, we can definitely practice, because of course day has a bundle of these situations where we can practice well, and then these things improve with time actually.
Yes, absolutely, sweetie. That's a very good point you have made. Mindfulness, that's a very important keyword as well for all of us to remember. There's one thing I recently started doing. Again, I was not doing this earlier, but I've put it there. I think it's there on the slide. A lot of people do not do journaling a lot. I think if you are not doing it, you should do it. Who does journaling here? Who has a habit of doing that? Journaling. And there are two ways of doing journaling also, by the way. I'll tell you that also. One person is doing that. Does anyone else do? Have you tried journaling at all? Okay, Biba says yes, she has tried it. Swapna, are you still doing it, or you have stopped doing it?
I have stopped doing it. Before I was doing.
Why, Swapna?
For long run, it is very difficult for me to keep. For some days, before I was doing, but 2-3 years back I was doing. Then some break happened, then I didn't continue.
Okay. So that means you are not finding time for it. Like I mean, that's what I presume. You are not finding time to do that.
Time, if we want, we can get. That is not a problem. But somehow I didn't continue. I don't know why. Actually, some break happened after my maternity and all. Then that continue. I just didn't do.
For some of us, Swapna, there is, again, this is maybe digressing a little from the topic, but I will still tell you. For some of us, you realize that consistency is a problem. Consistency.
For me, that problem is there. I'm not consistent.
No one wants to do things consistently in their life. And I don't understand why consistency is a problem. What is the issue with continuing something for a longer period of time? Do you know how much beautiful results journaling can give you? And now there is another thing that, one of my psychologist friend had told me. I was just talking to her and I was like, there are still some things which tend to trigger me. So what should I do? Like, how should I avoid that? And she said, you know what? Journaling is good. If you write something, you journal it, fair enough. There is another thing that you can do now. is talk about it. Like record it on your phone. Like just speak it out. Put the recorder on and start speaking. Even if it means speaking for 15 minutes straight, doesn't matter. Speak. Do it. Keep the recording. Listen to yourself. What have I said? This is the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. This is a person who is creating a problem. How do I handle this? I'll handle it like this. Because when you do that, journaling is of two kinds. One is the written one is the spoken one, which a lot of people are doing now, which myself I've started doing now. The speaking part, because I feel I can speak, but I go into a room, I am alone, I switch on the recorder, I start speaking. 10 minutes, I will speak on the topic. Then I'll say everything. So I'll say, oh, you know what? I had this huge fight with this person. I know maybe I should not have reacted like this to him. So now I will correct it. I will correct it like this. So my trigger was this. Next time when I have this trigger, my reaction or response to it will be different. And I will do this instead of this. Now, why do I keep this? Because the next time such a situation comes, I will be reminded of recording it in my phone. Right? You know, it's there with me. I have the solution with me. So for every single thing that you do, that's the reason I was saying it. You have to make sure that you are putting it somewhere. You're writing it somewhere. If it's easier for you, let's say if both of these are not working, you always have someone to talk to. Let's say you have a very good friend, best friend. Please call that friend, talk for 10 minutes to that person. There was a reel that I saw. You know, I don't know how I can share it with all of you. Maybe next time I'll get the link to it and I'll share it with all of you. It's a beautiful concept he was talking about, where he said, I told my friend that next time you are in trouble or there is a problem that you are facing, you put a message to me on WhatsApp saying that, do you have 8 minutes? Just that one line. Do you have 8 minutes? That means I understand that you have a problem. Okay. You can speak to me for 8 minutes, discuss a problem. I might not give a solution, but at least you can speak it out. Just 8 minutes of time. There are so many things that people have done to manage their emotions. So why we are not able to do it, or why some of us still struggle with doing that? Sit and think once. Because there will be a lot of situations in the future that you have where your emotions will be triggered by people. Not just by people, by situations themselves. You did something, did not work out, trigger. You have done something for someone. Again, there could be something that you expect that doesn't happen, trigger. So a lot of these things will keep happening. There is no end to triggers, by the way. There will always be something that triggers you in a good way or a bad way. Has everyone understood so far what I have spoken? Okay. One thumbs up has gone up. Two. Some more, I hope. Even if you're not giving a thumbs up, I hope you understood what I'm saying. And I hope certain situations from now on will govern a better response from you. There is a simple reason why I have done this today, at least the first part of dealing with emotions, is because I do not want anyone to give a reaction where a response was a better option. Reaction is never a better option. Response is a better option. Reaction is very instant. It goes, it has gone, and then later on, you start thinking whether I should have done it or not. In which case, it is a bigger problem. Okay. So, some of the things that I feel almost maybe quite useful for you. I'll just share my screen very quickly. See if some of these things can actually work. Okay. Yes. Simple things, which again, most people do not do, unfortunately. But I would want you all to do it. Everything starts in the morning, I feel. That's why having a good morning is essential for people. Very important. How many of us answer the question, how do I feel today? Do I feel all right? Do I feel good? Some things which actually tells you what your intensity is every day. So set an emotional intention. Very important. Very difficult to practice, but can be practiced. So tell yourself, today I choose to stay calm during change or even during triggers. So my reaction to everything will be a calm reaction. No angry reactions anywhere. This is something you have to do purposely. Does it happen overnight? No, does not happen overnight. Lot of practice is required to do it. But choose to do it. That you know what, this is what I'll do today. I'll stay calm or I'll stay happy. I'll stay positive. I'll stay upbeat. Could be anything, whatever you like. But make sure that there is something around you that does not intensify the triggers. I usually work whenever I'm working on my, on my laptop, I'm working on something. I have some music on all the time. I know a lot of people might be doing that, right? We usually put on headphones, some music will go on, and we are working. We are in one zone. Forget about being in one zone. I don't care if someone is in a zone or not, but play music, it helps. Music is fantastic. Whatever you like, whatever it is that you like, just put it on or have it on speaker. Even if it's like you're alone in a hall or a room, who cares? Like just play music. Make sure that there is something going on that gives you peace. That is when you will not react. Because most of the times, if the environment doesn't support your triggers, you tend to react. That's why I have made it a point of playing music. I do that every day. And if I actually make an effort towards it, I find it easier to do it because there is an effort required. Doesn't happen instantly. Or it could be something else. Music is probably one thing that you can do. You have, again, maybe some people do meditation. I don't know how many actually do it. Who does meditation here? Who has a habit? One person. Anyone else? 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Swapna, you also do meditation?
Yes, I
Really?
do meditation.
You do?
But not every day. But if someday I'll be feel low, then that day I'll do.
Swapna, you do one thing, okay? It's my humble request. You start doing things very consistently in your life. It will really help you. Don't do it when like, okay, today I want to do, I will do. No. Make it a rule, no, to do it every day. You have to do it every day. Consistency is
Actually,
consistency will help you a lot in terms of even achieving your goals, right? You can do it, right? I mean, unless there is a big problem with it, you can do it, I feel. You seem to be a very intelligent person to me. So if you are an intelligent person and you are consistent, see how combination works. Two things together. Then there is no stopping because a lot of times we fail because we are not consistent enough with something. Usually, when people give up, they give up when they are most nearest to their goals. Suddenly they are off. And then you will feel, I was just there, no? I was just touching. I was just touching what I wanted. And then I just drifted away. I can tell you this with my own experience because I've done this for like 20 years of my life. It took me 20 years to achieve a lot of things, to get a lot of things, to do a lot of things. If I was not consistent enough and I saw, okay, you know what, this is not happening, it's not working out, no one is listening to me. How can I lecture people? No one will listen, no one will have interest. Then it is gone. If I have to achieve consistency, I have to start somewhere. So if you're doing meditation also, I feel, do it consistently. And do not do it because, okay, now I have made a rule, I have to do it, I will do it. Not like that. Do it with all your mind. Okay, this is a task. I have dedicated my time to a task. Do it every day. See what magic consistency will give you. Do it for 2 months, you will see results. I guarantee you this. Right? To everyone who has raised their hands when it came to meditation, I hope it is making a difference in your life. Because if it is not making a difference, then there is something wrong. Because all of these things will make you better as a person. It's not just about meditation, it can be anything else. It will make you better as a person. Do I meditate? Okay. Have I got into that habit? No, as of now. And I'll tell you how it is. I don't mince my words. I am getting into a habit of meditation. But once I do, then I will make sure I consistently do it across. Not once a week, not once a month. I'll do it every day. Usually it is recommended, I don't know how many of you know it, but usually it is recommended that you meditate at least what 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a day if you can. But at least for 5 minutes, it's a bare minimum if you can. Okay. That's what psychologists have told me. That's what a lot of my friends have told me who meditate regularly on their own, who have done it for years together. So they say those 5 minutes are my 5 minutes. So I'll sit in the morning, I'll play some calm music. I'll just sit in a very peaceful state and I'll meditate. That's it. 5 minutes. But throughout the day, it puts you in a different mindset altogether. So that mindset will help you with a lot of the triggers which are there. Right? That's the thing you have to be very careful of. Because at the end of the day, that's what we are working with. Everyone has understood this now. Again, building your resilience and whatever it all comes later. But is the part about emotional management understood by everyone? I hope I've made some good points for all of you to understand and implement, because two things are important. One is managing your emotions. One is managing your time. Who is good at managing their time here? Time management. I hope some people are good. Okay, one. Who else? Time management. No one is good at managing their time. No responses. Great. What is the point of teaching you communication? See, only Sweetie.
Sometimes
Again, Sweetie is the only one who's getting my jokes somehow. Yes. Shruti, you were saying something?
it happens sometimes, not all the time. Managing time,
Okay.
we
So,
make some
time.
timetable and
Yes.
do that, but it doesn't work all the time.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I'll also get into that discussion just to make sure that I have covered the time management part also. Yes, Divya.
Yeah, I am very bad at time management actually. I have the habit of procrastinating until the last moment, and in the last 5 minutes,
Oh,
I rush around and get it done. So
oh my
I am really
God.
bad at it. It's,
Oh
it
my.
is it, aff- it affects me in every way. Even when I was working, the same thing used to happen. I used to deliver. I mean, I used to give very good quality, whatever reports they asked for. I would give
Okay.
excellent report, but that would
Mm-hmm.
be done in the last 5 minutes. And those last 5 minutes, I'll run around like crazy and do a very good work. But I'm able to do it only like that. It
Oh
doesn't.
my
So
God.
if they had given me 2 days, I wouldn't do anything in the first day. I wouldn't do anything in the second day, first half. It is a very bad problem. I don't know what I have to
Oh
do
my.
something to change it.
Okay.
So it
Maybe
is still
today,
a
yeah,
big.
maybe today you will find a solution. I'll try to give a solution as much as I can, although this is a very common problem which is there. Vibha, I think you had raised your hand if I saw it.
It's a similar problem from my side also. If
Okay.
I know that there are 4 days, for 3 days I will sit back, relax, and the fourth day I will start working on that day.
Okay. Okay. So usually what I have found is that, women are very good at planning things. That's what I know. Okay. Now there can always be exceptions. I'm not saying that it applies to everybody, but mostly women will plan things well. So they are essentially good at time management is what I have felt over time. But this can be a problem which is very well identified. I know how this works out a lot of times, that everything is last minute. Now, there is something that I've put out in front of you, which I think you should all focus on as I begin to tell you how to do this better. Focus, energy, and intention. Three keywords for us to know before we even dive into time management as a topic. Focus, energy, intention. Three things I have to know. Now, a lot of times what happens is we are trying to manage more within the time that we have. So our idea of time management is that I have 20 tasks to do or 30 tasks to do, and I'll put all of it within those 24 hours and try to achieve it. In which case it becomes impossible to do that. Now, for me, I have figured out one thing to manage my time, which has over time been of some help, because it's not that I do not struggle with time management sometimes. It happens. What I've done is I have always got into a habit of making a division of my tasks based on priorities. Point number one, what is the priority for me? Who has a timetable that they follow every day? Does anyone have a timetable? One person. Okay, one, two. So Vibha, you have a timetable and still there is a problem? You are on mute.
I started working 2 weeks back only when my kids have got holiday, because
Okay.
we all wanted to give in the schedule. So we all three has prepared a timetable and now we are following.
Oh, okay. Okay. So again, let me brief you on what I normally end up doing. If I have a timetable, there is a process that I follow with the timetable also. So I've made three divisions into it. The first is priority number one, which is urgent and important. That is first. The second is maybe little less important, not urgent. Third, not urgent at all. So it can be delegated or I can do it later. So I have, and there is a set deadline for everything that I have. So if there is a completion of a task, there is a date and time attached to it. Usually we do not do that. None of us end up doing that. We usually feel we can just write a task, then give it XYZ timeline, or some of us do not give a timeline also, and we just go through with it. Okay, I have to do this task by the end, only to realize that we haven't completed at least 3 tasks which were assigned for today. Now the problem is we haven't assigned an actual goal to the task also. So think of it like this. First task is, let's say, in the morning, finishing up. I'm talking about myself now, so I'll give my examples. Finishing up a task, finishing a design. Finishing a design, task number one. Urgent, important. Time duration required, 1 hour. I'll start at 10, finish at 11. And I will follow the timetable vigorously. If I say I will start at 10, I will start at 10. I will not start at 10:30. Okay? This is something you have to be very, very religious about. If there is a priority list and a time zone for it, you have to follow that religiously. No changes are acceptable. That means when it comes to time management, you have to become organized as a person. Getting organized means understanding time management. Because if that is not there, then none of the time management things are actually going to work for you. Even if you have a timetable or some sort of a scheduler with you. Most of us do have that scheduler, no? These days, you have so many things that you can work around with. But most times that is not working for us because we are not consistent enough with it. So task buckets. Please understand this. Again, I have put this in front of you. To-do lists, again, by focus. So know what is deep work, high focus, admin work. For these are all examples I've given. Medium focus, creative reflective work, low focus. So where you need the most high focus during what time of your day? Which is a medium focus job where you need less time, you need less of your organizational skills, and maybe you need less of attention to do that. Third, the most low intensity task, which probably takes the least amount of your time. Usually for me, now what I've given, your daily energy zones can differ for different people. For me, morning is my most energized zone, for me personally. So all my high-end work or the most important work happens in the morning. Afternoon for me is actually low, not even medium. For me, afternoon is low because I've had lunch. I'm a little lazy. I cannot do medium or focus tasks during afternoons. So I avoid them. I try to push them towards the evening where I am back energized again. But these zones can differ with different people. If you're energized in the morning, then most of your important tasks have to happen in the morning, or change it to afternoon, or change it to evening. You have to make sure that you're managing your time accordingly as per the tasks. Is this sounding difficult or easy for all of you to do? Easy or difficult? Tell me.
It's easy. It is just that we have to
Doable?
follow it.
Sorry, Geeta? I think I
It is
didn't hear
easy
you.
to do. It is, yeah, it is easy to do, but then we just put our heart and mind to do it.
The reason is, Geeta, because again, the problem is the consistency, no? You will do it one day, then second day again you will say, "Arey, no, it's okay. I'll go back to what I was doing earlier." That is not going to work. For you, the focus should be how you're managing your time, no? How many of you have heard this excuse from people? And I know it comes a lot to me. I've gotten used to it by now. I forgot. I was busy with something else. I don't have time. How many times, I keep hearing on a day-to-day basis, I hear it. And then I ask them, what were you busy with? Like, I just saw your Instagram story 5 minutes back. Okay. So if you had time to post a story on Instagram, you had time to message. Then they will get triggered. Okay. See how I do it? They will get triggered then. Then I'll have fun on the trigger. So again, this is the joke part, but because you know what is happening, it's your priority, no, to do that. So if you say that, okay, is Instagram the priority, then you will end up, how come we never forget that? I don't understand this. People never forget to post their photos. They will never forget to comment on something they want to comment on. But suddenly, to call someone for work, they forget. They're forgotten to call. A lot of times, what I do on my LinkedIn, on my Instagram, sometimes even on my WhatsApp, right? People want, normally they say that, I want to talk to you. Like I remember a lady who had told me this 3 times. Okay. I met her in one of our business forums. I used to meet her in all of our meetings. She told me thrice, I will call you. Okay. And I used to ask her when. And then she said Friday. So I said, coming Friday? She said, yes. I said, okay, coming Friday, 8 p.m., you call me. She said, okay, fine. 3 Fridays went without a call. Straight. And worse still, I knew she was not going to call. That is what being observant means. I knew she would not call. She will call when she has to call. So after that, 4th Friday, she herself messaged me, Omkar, I will call you today, 8 p.m. evening. I said, okay, expecting a call not to come. And it actually came. Okay. It actually came. So what happened here? Was it difficult for last 3 Fridays? No. It's about priorities. If the priority is to talk, you will find time to talk. As simple as that. The most important thing you can do to manage your time is first start dividing your tasks one by one. Most important thing should happen first. Medium intensity can happen later. Low intensity can happen last. Because if you do not do it, then you are in a mess as far as time management is concerned. I have put out something which is again critical. Maybe some of you can remember it. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3 priority tasks, 2 short wins, 1 learning or growth. Can we at least start by dividing these 3 things for ourselves? 3 tasks I have to do on a day-to-day basis, very important. Do them first. 2 things which will make you feel good about yourself. So you know what? Someone starts meditation. We were just discussing about meditation, right? So maybe I have not started meditation. I will start it next week. I have done this for the first 1 week without fail. That is a win for me. So what I'm going to say, every single day when I have this short win for myself, I'm allowed to have one thing that I like. For example, one day I do meditation without fail, I have achieved the task. I can have one small piece of chocolate, no, one small piece. I cannot, like, I'm not overeating these things. So maybe one small piece. A short win, appreciation for myself because I have done it. One task for your growth, anything that helps your growth. So for example, attending this session today, right? One task which is going to help your growth. So I spent 1.5 hours in this session today, learning this is a growth task for you. But it has to be done on priority as well. So 3, 2, 1 rule is always helpful for all. That is what I have seen. Do you have tools to do it? Of course, we have tools. We have so many things that can support us. We all use Google Calendars. There are some fantastic tools available these days to make sure that you are scheduled for everything. You have your goals somewhere, written somewhere, so you can follow them. There are some apps which can help you do it. When you actually change the way you look at things and prioritize them, you will actually feel time management is not a bad thing for you. Everything is possible if you are able to organize yourselves. Most of us struggle with time management because we are not organized. Simple thing I'll tell you. See if you agree with me. Again, this is a little fun part, so do not take offense to this, please. But I have seen it, that's why I'm saying it. Okay. Whenever I ask women to share their screen with me, I see they have 25 tabs open on their systems. 25. One girl told me she had 30 tabs open and she couldn't find where my meeting tab was. And she said, Omkar, I'm not able to see you. I said, I'm there. She said, no, I'm actually in between 30 tabs. I don't know where your tab has gone. I said, you take 2 minutes. I will wait. You find the tab, I'll start speaking again. Okay. What this means, why am I telling you this? Become organized. You know how many tabs I work with? At best, 6 tabs. That's all. 6 tabs. Right now, I have only 4. That's it. Only 4 tabs. You know why? It keeps me focused. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Why do you need everything else? Why? What is the reason? You get further confused in life. It's like being on a matrimony site, no? Like you have, I know you might all have done it sometime in the past in your lives. I hope so. Huh? By the way, again, no offense meant. So if you have done this, right, 20 guys on that tab, you'll get more confused, no? With 20 guys. 4 will be better. You can at least pick one. 20 will be there. How can I, like, how will you do this? Same for me also, right? For everyone, it is the same thing. More things means more confusion for you. What is that one thing which I said sometime, I think a couple of sessions back? I don't know if I said it to you or I'm not sure about it. I was speaking a little about declutter. Does anyone remember that? Did I mention it? I did
Yeah.
or I did not, right? I mentioned something about decluttering things. That means even in communication, I think I was speaking on communication. If you can declutter, so remove what is not required, it helps you focus better. So time management means if you want to better manage your time, instead of first creating a list of what you want, I would suggest make a list of what you do not want. Remove it from your list. So I'm chatting with my friend, that friend has time. Okay. Maybe he or she is not doing anything in life, or maybe doing very well in life. So he delegates all his tasks to people, and then he's sitting on Instagram or she's sitting on Instagram and WhatsApp, messaging, hey, what is going on? I am free, I am doing this. Why you want this? Don't. I don't want. And I have done this. Okay. There is always someone who is free. So when they are free, they suddenly remember you. Remember your name at least. That today I have 10 minutes. Who do I spend it with? Let's message Geeta. Geeta will be free. Okay. Hi Geeta, how are you doing today? Unwanted conversations will start. Please remove, declutter what you do not need. That's the best way to manage your time. Okay. If you are not able to do it, then there is a problem, because at the end of the day, if you are able to declutter, you will be able to organize things task wise in your own timetables. So managing time also means making sure that you know which task is important, which is not. And please ensure one thing, whether it connects you to the emotional triggers that we spoke of or the time management part that we are speaking on right now. Usually, decluttering things will help you in both the scenarios. One thing. Second, Swapna, to you and to everyone else who has this problem, being consistent about things. Consistency and focus. Two things will help you. And usually, because women are under so much pressure to do so many things in a day, this can happen. So I'm not judging, or I'm not saying that this is not a problem. I understand that there is a problem with time management. But if you organize your time in such a way where you know that, okay, this is something I have to do, this is something I can do, and this is something I do not have to do. Three things. I have to do, I can do, I do not have to do. Three things, if you can remember. Automatically, you will start putting things in these three boxes in your life. Then you will actually have time. So it is not a big deal. Time management is no rocket science. If anyone who is working organized, more often than not, you will find they have time for everything. They will have time. So priority, knowing what to declutter, and then organizing your day in a much, much better sense. Okay. Does that help? Everyone has understood what I have spoken so far. Two very important topics today. I hope that my insights have helped all of you. Thank you, Geeta. Thank you, Swapna. Thank you, all the others who apparently, I don't know, are still thinking, or they've gone into a zone of thinking. Please don't do that. This is not a trigger for any of you. I am not here to trigger anything. I am here to solve the triggers. So please pay a lot of attention to that also. And do any of you have any questions before I wrap up for today? Go ahead and ask if anything comes to your mind. Yes, Alekya.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the session. And
No
your
problem,
next,
Alekya.
the next session with Omkar is on
Yes.
17th April,
Yeah.
right? It's a networking strategy session. And
Yeah.
ladies, you are having induction session with Simplilearn tomorrow at 7 p.m. Okay?
Just one thing, Alekya. I think
Yeah. Yes,
Shruti
yes.
has just raised her hand. I just want to know if she has a question, and then of course,
Yes, yes. Please go ahead.
yeah, Shruti, yes, go on.
Yeah, like I do have a problem. Like if something happens or triggers me, I will not respond. Like already Swapna has said that
Correct,
point.
correct.
Then I go for many days. Like should I have said that or like that? Should I respond? I will get the point, but I don't know how to make that point. Should I call them and say, is it a good way, or I don't know how to.
You know what you should do, Shruti, just from my own experience, I'll tell you. You only give a response if it is worth a response. You
Okay.
understand? Okay. If it is like if someone has said something to you and they deserve an answer back on that, or you have a valid point to make, only then you should choose to respond. Again, not react, but respond.
Okay. Mm.
How do you respond? Do not respond immediately. Do not say, okay, he has said that to me today. Now only I will say something. No, don't
No,
say
no,
that there and
I
then.
usually don't respond anything at that moment. Like, it will take for me some time. Even that person
No
will call, that
problem.
situation will get over. But still, after that only I'll get to know. Oh, this has happened to me. I should have responded in that way, like that.
But you will keep thinking, no, about it. That's what
Yeah.
Swapna was saying, that I
Thinking.
keep thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
So my first point to you is that thinking doesn't help you. So please drop the idea of thinking on it. Okay. Figure out a response, but do it in a day's time. So
Okay.
if something has happened today, I will know that I have to respond this way. I will put that message to this person, not today, maybe tomorrow or day after. Doesn't
Hmm.
matter. But once I have figured out a response, I will not think about it. You
Okay.
have to tune your mind not to think. If
Okay.
you get into that zone, no, where okay, oh my god, 1 week has gone, I'm still thinking what to do now. I should have said this. Are why? It's 1 week is gone, no? 1 week is too much time for this. That person has said he has forgotten also that he has said that.
Yeah.
Okay, figure out a response, but always have this in mind that you have to give a response, but give it properly. There has to be a logic behind it. Don't
Hmm.
just give a response for the heck of it. It doesn't help.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
judge accordingly, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Sweetie, you wanted to say something? Your hand went up.
I just wanted to add that we have to choose our battles wisely, okay?
Correct.
Simply
Correct.
for the sake of draining our energy, we should not get into a conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again,
Because if we react, then we are engaging with that person, right? If I don't
yes.
like that person, I can just
Sweetie is again
let him go
gone
to hell.
into Sweetie has again gone into the IPL mode. She has hit another six. So, Sweetie, very nice. I again a good keyword that you gave. You have to again choose or probably pick your battles wisely. I think that is something which is very good for all of us to know. Okay. So let's pick our battles wisely. Girls, do not get triggered. Don't have these things in your mind. It is too much of time waste to indulge into all of these things. Okay, right? That's it, I guess. I don't think there are any other questions at this point. So, Alekia, if you